new set. I didn't realize it until I was looking at some of Nate's cards that he pulled yesterday. The new set has the parents from 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
And they buff the dogs.
Yeah.
They buff any puppy cards.
I'm pretty sure Tracy gave me one each of all the new Dalmatian cards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she gave me like 5 Dalmatian cards. They're already in it, too. I took them home.
Yeah, the mom is like, gives all puppies resist +1, and I don't know what the dad does.
Let's see if I can.
Here, I'll look it up real quick.
They are doing some fun stuff, like a couple of the promo cards are like, there's a mini that's an 08, and then every time you take damage, it's a +1 to her strength.
Oh, so she can be a 7.
So she turns into a 7-1 after being an 08. Like, yeah. Like, you do like 5 damage to her, and all of a sudden she's a 5-3. Which I thought was kind of cool, how they did that. But
what are the Dalmatian parent names?
John and something.
Oh, you're talking about the people.
Yeah, the people.
Yeah.
No, they purposely made the people.
You said the parents. I'm like, technically the parents are Pongo and Perdita.
Well, yeah.
I'm like,
So the human puppy owners give gives buffs to the puppies.
There's the Colonel too. While you have 3 or more puppy characters and play, this character gets +2 to his strength and +2 to lore. Dude's fucking broke.
Yeah, I was like, looks like Brad might have to put some humans in his puppy deck.
Yeah. I think I do have a couple.
I kind of forgot this new set was even coming out.
Oh, Anita. Yeah, so Roger was in the last set. Anita's in this new set. And when you play this character, you may give chosen puppy resist 1 until the start of your next turn. That's pretty good. The television set's new. Look at the top card of your deck. If it's a puppy card, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. Otherwise, put it in the bottom. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff they put in here. The enchanted card for Perdita is nice.
Yeah, I don't want to say I've given up on Lorcana, but I'm waiting for the League TCG before I get into another one.
No, yeah.
I just buy the puppies. And that's it. At this point, it's kind of fucking hilarious. One day I might have a 200 card deck. There's just so fucking many of them. I'll have 1 copy of Dalmatian Puppy in there. Because there'll be like fucking enough versions of all the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, I just logged into Facebook and saw where R-Truth was released by the WWE today. The longest tenured member of the organization. 25 years.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that it's R-Truth that got that.
Yeah.
Out of every fucking potential person in all of wrestling, R-Truth is the one that's had the longest fucking consistent, non-broken contract.
Yeah, it was Undertaker, and then when he retired, it was R-Truth, and now that he's done, honestly, I think it's Randy Orton is the longest continued without he obviously, Orton and Cena, well, no, I think Orton debuted before Cena even did.
Well, and it's not like, not making an appearance doesn't mean you're not still under an active contract.
Yeah.
Shit, too, which is wild.
Yeah.
Even though I think R-Truth was probably the one who actually earned his the most.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker was there more than any of the others.
Yeah.
in some
Orton's
capacity.
was April of 2002.
Like, yeah, he's just always fucking been around.
And Cena's was June of 2002.
Okay.
And that's the whole truth.
And nothing but the R-Truth. Yeah, R-Truth, I think, debuted in like... I think it was 2000. I think it was
2000.
Yeah, 25 years.
November 13th, 2000.
Yeah, so he had been with the company 25 years.
And he's just not working for him at all.
Well, it says released, so, I mean, you know,
yeah.
my thought, they gave him that one last run with Cena last month, and now they must, I'm sure that you don't have, you're not with that company that long and not have something. Like, if I had to guess, they probably released him with the thought that they'd sign him to like a Legends deal. I mean, because he's old as shit. He's like,
I didn't know if
he's like 55 or
he
something.
seems like a
53.
kind of a Booker T type who would be able to announce pretty well afterwards.
Yeah. Well, and he's got a pretty good stranglehold. They've given him a very long leash because he does all sorts of social media stuff that's not tied to the WWE.
Yeah.
Plus, he does music. He had did a rap album, and he does some DJ work, and WWE didn't hold him back from any of that. So it's probably one of those things where they were like, hey, we're going to sign you to a Legends deal, you know, and he was probably like, I'm 53, I probably shouldn't be out here week in and week out.
Which makes sense.
Like, it's time for me to move on and do some other stuff and do some things. You know, they, last month they released Braun Strowman, and everybody was freaking out because he was pretty prevalent on TV, and then out of nowhere they just released him, and everybody's like, they released him with a group of people, and everybody was like, okay, I can see everybody else, but why Braun Strowman? Then it come out like the next week that 15% of his right leg is paralyzed. And he was having trouble walking, let alone wrestling. So, like, WWE released him and then announced that they were going to produce a show where he, ate around the country. Like, he did food challenges around the country and things like that. What?
That's from him rupturing a disc in his back, and at one point his whole left leg was paralyzed, and he's regained 85% of it.
Yeah, so, they didn't release him because they didn't... I think he's still under a contract, just not a performer's contract. Because they're going to do a show with him, like I said, or they've been doing a show with him, where, every town that they go, they did a stop on their tour, he would go find the eating challenge in that town and do it.
Oh, that's cool.
And they've been recording it, and now they're going to release it on, I think, Peacock or USA Network or something. But, yeah, it's one of those things where...
a disc from eating too much.
Yeah, probably. Well, he's 6'8", 350 bodybuilder that's been lifting weights since he was 18.
Yeah.
The Google numbers, you hit those on point. Those were the exact listed 6'8", 350. You hit that on the fucking nose with that one.
So, yeah.
I'm just trying to find they don't have a name or anything.
For the show?
Yeah, at least not on the USA.
Yeah.
Everything on the menu. There it is.
Everything on the menu. Does he actually try to eat everything on the menu? That would not surprise me at all. Like I said, he's a fucking big dude.
He just eats his way across America while on the road for WWE. Ordering everything on the menu and trying to down every last bite in the program produced by WWE.
Yeah, so whoever was normally sitting at the table with him eating was just so unfathomably disgusted by his ability to eat. They're like, dude, if I'm going to deal with this, I'm going to make some fucking money off you.
I'm disgusted.
That's basically it.
Yeah. She's like, are you going to eat everything? He's like, yeah. Alright, well, we're going to record it from now on.
I'm watching his ass flip a fucking ambulance.
You can't do that?
Yeah, right. With people, it's, well, obviously it's on WWE, so I imagine people got out of it.
Yeah. And I'm
he literally got out, closed the fucking doors, grabbed the side, and just started going.
So I'll go ahead and start the podcast, and I'll tell this story. Hi, this is Pints and Pages. I'm Nick.
I'm Brian.
I'm Levi.
And today we're just going to chat. And I'm going to open up with a story The Undertaker tells about Mark Henry. What are you fathomed about?
I just saw a headline from a YouTube from Chris Van Vliet. He apparently Braun Strowman eats 35 to 40 pounds of food a day.
Someone was disgusted with his ass, and as punishment, we're making money off you.
So The Undertaker tells this story of they were in Germany, and Mark Henry's won the World's Strongest Man competition, like the real World's Strongest Man competition. He's won it twice.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go back and do it, and Vince told him, and this is from Mark Henry's documentary, Vince told him, there's no room for the world's second strongest man in the WWE, so I'll give you time off to go train and go do it, but you lose, you're not coming back.
Oh, shit.
There is no, you're billed as the world's strongest man because you won it once, but, you go away and don't win, there's no gimmick for you at that point.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, cool, I'll go do it. So he's like, Mark Henry went to go do it and did it again. Won the world's strongest man thing again. But they were on tour in Germany, and Undertaker says, here's the roads are all tiny and tight, and they're on a tour bus trying to get from place to place, and they got stuck. And he said they couldn't get through because somebody had parked weird. And he said that Mark Henry just walked out and was like, just give me a second. And he said Mark Henry walked out, put his hands underneath the bumper of the car, picked it up, scooted, dropped it. Picked it up, scooted, dropped it. He moved the car out of the way. While everybody's standing there, he just moved the car out of the way so that the bus could get through. He was like, I saw that man go into a store on a dare and take a cast iron frying pan and bend it in half. He said that world's strongest man bullshit is not fake at all. He said that dude is just purely, I think it's there's an episode of SmackDown where he's against a wall with his back and his feet are on a car. And somebody's in the car pushing the gas, and the tires are spinning because the car can't move. Because he's holding the car back with his legs.
Yeah, speeding limo?
Yeah, it's a limo. It's legitimate. It's legit. They said they didn't fake that. There's a lot of stuff that they faked.
You can see the tires spinning. They didn't go super fast, but you can see it trying to move his ass.
And that's but
God damn.
The best story is him just, he's like, I wanted to go do this because he said, I was the world's strongest man. I won this and I won that, Olympic gold. And everybody was, I kept hearing these things in circles telling me, he won World's Strongest Man, but that was years ago. He ain't the world's strongest man anymore. There's no way. He can't do this and he can't do that. I just finally got tired of it. I went into Vince's office and was like, I'm going to go do this. And Vince is like, I will support you 100%, but world's second strongest man isn't a gimmick.
Yeah, that one don't sell.
And he's like, all right, cool. So there's some sort of thing that people can't lift. It's a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
That I can't remember the name
there's
of it.
a gimmick to. There's a
It's
trick.
it's filled with water. That's what it is.
There's a trick to it because strong people, if they know how to do it, they can move it and lift it.
Yeah, Mark Henry did it twice. I thought they were like titanium wheels or something.
Oh, maybe
What
I might
is
be
it?
thinking of something else.
I can't remember what it's called. But Mark Henry did it like twice. Like he picked it up, dropped it, and then picked it up again.
The Thomas Inch dumbbell.
Is that what it is?
That's the thing that pops up when I vaguely Googled Mark Henry lifting impossible bar. Yes, I've seen this thing.
Okay. Alright. Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know much about it. I don't know if it is filled with water or what the hell the whole thing is, but it's a pain in the ass to move.
Yeah, and Mark Henry lifted it twice.
Yeah, I'm watching it now.
Yeah, he lifted
We
it
really
twice.
need to get a TV up. And
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
172 pounds.
And he put that bitch over his fucking head.
Yeah.
He threw it up and then shouldered it.
Yeah.
And then just chucked it on the goddamn ground. And this isn't like a ballroom. He's not in like a weightlifting room.
Yeah.
That's
So,
insane.
Big Show used to tell a story where he's like, Mark used to pick me up, because him and Mark Henry are really good, close, personal friends. He said, Mark used to pick me up and walk around with me. Like, he said, I'm 500 pounds. Mark used to pick me up, and then he'd walk with me. And
Jesus
he
Christ.
said I would, during matches and stuff, like, he's like, Mark's got a hold of me, and he'd walk me over to, like, the side of the ring. And he said, and I'm like, God damn it, Mark, put me down. I'm supposed to be a giant. He said, Mark's laughing at me. He's like, I can pick you up and carry you wherever I want.
That's insane.
So, yeah. So, anyway, now that we've talked about strong men and shit.
And Dad's favorite thing, sweaty men touching each other.
Sweaty men touching each other.
Yeah.
It is, wrestling is my favorite.
I was going to say, the only thing you were bringing up, R-Truth, and I know I mentioned it to you the other day, the only thing I've seen of him recently is when he did the whole, as I call it, Uno reverse on Cena. Hit him with his own two finishers.
Yeah, he dressed like, he wrestled Cena last week. He came out to his music, he dressed like him. He even had a shirt that said, Ron Cena. I had a picture of R-Truth in the middle of it. It was a John Cena shirt, but they had just removed Cena's head and put R-Truth.
I love it.
So, yeah. He came out and did the whole "You Can't See Me" and 5-knuckle shuffle. It was funny shit. It was funny shit. I mean, the match was exactly what you thought it'd be. He came out, they did a bunch of gimmick shit. He got a couple of laps, and then Cena beat him. But, yeah. So, it was what it was. And now the main event next week is, at Money in the Bank, is John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. I'm like, ugh. All right.
That's the grossest tag team match I've ever. That is fucking awful.
I know, it bothers me.
I don't want any of them guys in matches together.
It bothers me that, Logan Paul and John Cena are in a fucking tag team together.
Is he still doing his whole countdown shit? How many weeks do we have left of his?
He did not do that this week. He just come out and him and Logan Paul talked about how great the other one was and how they were going to ruin wrestling by being non-wrestlers but being champions and blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Doing their shtick.
Yeah, doing their shtick. So, John Cena's like, the only thing that I can do to ruin wrestling other than when I retire taking the belt with me is making sure that the other world title is being held by a YouTuber. So, I'm like, ugh, alright.
He's not wrong.
I'm like, okay, cool.
The one thing to ruin wrestling would be that.
Yeah. it's interesting because Saturday, which I think we're doing pre-release event on Saturday for Magic, because I get Final Fantasy cards on Friday. I can start selling them. So I think we're going to do a pre-release event on Saturday.
I was going to say, I want at least one pre-release kit held back for me. I'm going to come Saturday, but in case you guys do stuff on Friday, I want one kit held back for me.
I mean, you guys can absolutely do stuff on Friday too, but I'm going to... now you guys... So next Saturday, there's a wrestling event at 3 and a wrestling event at 7:30. So I got wrestling all day. So while you guys are doing the Magic thing, I'll be watching wrestling. So I got, there's a Worlds Collide. WWE bought AAA Mexican Lucha Libre Wrestling.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, they bought it. And so all the AAA wrestlers are wrestling WWE wrestlers on Saturday at 3 in LA, and then some pretty decent matches, and then Money in the Bank, which is always fun because whenever you get people involved with wrestlers and ladders involved, it's always a fun match. So Money in the Bank is Saturday night at 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever it is. But anyway,
I'll probably glance over. I like seeing them dumbasses.
Oh man,
they
do some weird shit.
Some people do some crazy shit on those ladders, that's for sure.
But anyway, the pre-release event, I'm still not sure I kind of tried to read, but it was really confusing how they do pre-release events.
Yeah.
Like, I did like the fact that, we saw Sam and Clay on Friday.
Yeah.
And Sam was just like, dude, just invite everybody. When everybody shows up, we'll just all decide how to do it when we all get there.
Well,
and I was like, I'd like to have a game plan. And he goes, yeah, but we're all friends.
The problem is you have rules he doesn't know about you have to follow.
Yeah, probably. That's what I was
worried about. I was going to say, you do have rules.
That's what I was worried about.
They want pre-releases structured in a certain way since you're a game store, because the idea is if there's people traveling nearby and they come, they should be able to come into your game store and be able to participate in pre-release the same way they would in their game store. Or they want to try this new game, your game store instead of Kingdom, or they're over here instead of there.
I just know that you base your prizes on attendance and win numbers and things like that.
And it's sealed, correct? Because it's just sealed. The kits. Yeah. It's not a draft.
You get a kit. It cannot be opened until everybody is sat down at the tables together that are participating.
Yes.
And there is a timer. And then you have timers for each round. The fucking draw thing is so hard to remember. Like, when you run out of time, it counts down so many turns. And then whoever's turn it is, I think that's where you decide. Dude, figuring out a draw is fucking insane. But no, it's keeping track of the promos are easy. You'll have to have a store championship at some point in a few weeks. You'll have to have other types of events that utilize all the promo stuff that you're getting. Commander Open House.
Yeah, here it is. Pre-release Magic, so scheduling. So between June 6th and June 12th, I can use the pre-release scheduling template, format sealed deck, rules enforcement level, casual recommended, Swiss or player list only, promo support, which I don't know what that is.
Promo support's the promos you get for winning.
Okay.
Promos you get for attending, bringing new players, buy a box.
Okay, yeah, it says a countdown D10 spin down. Counter D10s for players who participate in one pre-release with their Wizards account. Velvet die pouch for players who register and participate in 2 or more. Photo flyer photos taken for players participating in pre-release event with their Wizards account. And Final Fantasy Play Booster prize support? And then what is a pre-release? So, like, pre-releases of Celebration players open a pre-release pack, build a 40-card sealed deck, and try out the set for the first time in casual tournament.
It's best of 3.
Best of 3 usually lasts about 4 rounds.
Yeah, 3 or 4 rounds. And the time thing specifically, if time runs out, whoever the active player is finishes their turn, and then there's 5 turns after that. Basically, each player gets 3 turns after time. So if it's your turn, time runs out on you. You finish yours. I get mine. You get your, and then it's that your finishing counts as your 1, and then I get 3. You get 2 more. And if it's still going after that, it's a draw.
Yeah.
But Dad would have to stand there as our judge to count. All right, that was your 1 turn. Here's your 1 turn. Here's your turn 2. Here's your.
Do I get a robe and a gavel?
No, not that kind of judge.
Damn.
No. It'd be more like referee.
Okay. Do I get a referee shirt?
I mean, if you can squeeze into my medium or large.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. People will want to see that.
Yeah.
You can borrow one of Tracy's.
That's Patreon content, Dad.
Yeah.
It is Patreon content.
It just turns into a tube top.
Dad's wearing a crop top. It's a horrible version of the sexy Halloween referee outfit.
So, I mean, I think that I create an event, and then the event should walk me through. What they don't have on here is, like, the stuff you guys were just talking about. There's no, like, rules.
That's in the rules of the game. That is something that's handled within the rules of the game. So
okay. So everybody just knows
flyer. There will probably be like a flyer.
In my kit. In my op kit, because I'm getting some sort of op kit.
Yes, it will give you the rundown.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of those things they'll always include the same thing, and eventually you'll get to a point where you open it, toss half that shit away because we've done it so much. But for now, you'll want to read that.
So there's also, it says additional details. If new players are entering the fray at your store, you might consider running a 2-headed giant format pre-release event. So new players can pair up with friendly mentors and learn the ropes. In addition to traditional sealed pre-release events that use pre-release packs, you are welcome to run booster draft events that use play boosters.
Basically, you can run your other events alongside a pre-release.
But that also, what that tells me is because they specifically suggest if you have new players, do a 2-headed giant. He could do, like, if we all get there and we're all like 2-headed giant instead of single, like the just one-on-ones, we can do that, and that doesn't matter for him.
As long as I end the event with the words pre-release.
Yes.
Like, so if I do 2-headed giant booster pre-release, now I won't have enough booster boxes to do a draft. No, and I don't.
But I don't want to draft Final Fantasy. It looks like drafting. It's a dog shit fucking time. I'm not gonna be. I'll be honest. It looks like a great functioning set for parts, but that limited environment looks like we're gonna hate each other and the fucking cards that are in the set.
I can already tell you, as someone who hasn't really been looking into Final Fantasy, I'm gonna open them and go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's all straight illegal.
The only
fucking crazy.
I think the only thing I am I care about that I've seen is the Buster Sword, and I want any of the colors of the Chocobos.
I want the fucking Ancient Adamantoids because it's gonna go in Wolverine and it pairs with Vigor so fucking perfectly. Vigor's already in.
And the Wells. There's I think they're Wells, one for each color.
The crystals.
The crystals, that's what they are. The blue crystal's insane. It makes milling so much better.
There's a couple 1/1 counter moving cards I want to use that are pretty good. Put them in
I'm definitely excited for
Sack Engine.
Final Fantasy.
There's a card that might go pretty good with your Chatterfang if you want to have some frogs in the mix with your scrolls.
See, Chatterfang, as of right now, even though it's my mean deck, I would say, or my kind of built deck, it's just tokens.
Well, this makes frog tokens.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as long as I'm getting tokens, that's all I care about.
Let me find him real quick. Quina. Kina the Coup Gourmet. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a 1/1 green frog creature or token are created instead. Pay 2, sacrifice a frog, put a 1/1 counter on Kina.
And it's green?
Yeah. I'm putting it in fucking Yeager. I'm putting it in the frogs. I hope I get 2 copies.
Found it. And it's a Q. It makes frogs, but it's a Q.
It's the only creature type I believe that has that.
That is curious. I'm curious about that.
But yeah, I'm excited to put that in the frog deck.
Okay, so I am getting what they call.
Yeah, it's the only one with that creature type.
A Final Fantasy PR prize support, which according to this says
Promo.
4 is packs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting packs to hand out for winners.
So promo pack, let me find the promo cards from this.
4 wins earns 4 packs, 3 wins earns 3 packs, 2 wins 2 packs, 0 or 1 earns 1 pack.
I was gonna say, I'm only gonna be there to have fun. If I go 0-4, I won't give a flying fuck.
I never win pre-releases. I never get packs from pre-releases. So
It'll be nice because I think that we'll have some extra players. Not a lot of extra, but I mean, you haven't been able to come to the last few, so you'll be there.
Yeah.
And then I think Evan might be coming up.
That'll be fun.
Because he's bought a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff. And then I think Clinton's coming because all the pre-release stuff, if you buy all the pre-release kits are standard, which is what he prefers to play. He doesn't like playing Commander. So I think Clinton will come because I think he'll want a pre-release pack.
See, and I know this set is not going to drive me into Standard. I've been wanting to get into Standard, but fuck, I hate this set. I fucking hate this set.
I like some of this shit in it.
I like the cards in it. I like ideas around it. I've been bitching about it the whole time. My issue is they targeted a set to collectors, not to players.
You're absolutely right, and they put some of the coolest fucking mechanically functioning things in this.
Like, all of my already complaints about Universes Beyond, about it not, like, them having their individual mechanics and their own things and their own themes, and it not getting reprinted ever, this makes it 10 times worse, because not only will it not get reprinted once it's out of the standard format, it'll only be put in the hands of fucking people that want to put it on a shelf.
Yeah.
At least I want to collect the Universes Beyond to play with it.
Yeah. Do cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just bitter.
And you got Edge of Eternities coming after this, and then Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for Edge of Eternities just because I like anything. I don't even know. All I know is he said it's space themed, and I love all the artwork around any of the space.
And it's what's the who the fuck is that? Tezzeret.
Oh, we're going back to or dealing with Tezzeret. I should say.
I think it was Tezzeret that's the one in the key art.
And then of course,
it's Tezzeret.
And then of course, Spider-Man. So
yeah, the Kavu are getting a lot of creature support because they are like alien immigrants, I think, in this set, or another entity on some planet somewhere.
I mean, I get why you said it, but hearing alien immigrant did not compute in my head for some reason.
Oh, yeah, because of the current social climate.
I wasn't even going with that because my brain was just like, Star Wars, everything's an alien. I've never heard the word immigrant.
Yeah, and everyone is an immigrant in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Nobody's where they live naturally, and if they are, they're usually a kooky fucking weirdo, like them Coruscant fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Jesus.
I'm one of them 12 systems. Whatever the fuck that guy says. He's not where he belongs.
I didn't know Edge of Eternities only has 2 commander decks with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've looked at nothing for
It's
it.
poop and shit.
Is it?
I don't know. It's coming out after Final Fantasy, so it's going to be priced more.
I want the Jeskai one. Just because it's counterintelligence, and to me, anything with blue with the word counter in it means control.
What's the other one?
World Shaper. It's Jund.
Jund Land.
Yeah. Which, we've had a lot of Jund Land.
I just built a Jund deck, god damn it. I mean,
what's a Jund?
Black, red, green.
Yeah, that was the Beamtown Bullies. That was a big hit.
Yeah.
No, it was a bigger hit at fucking when I started giving out shit the other night playing with
on Wednesday
with fucking Mike and Ray and it was Johnny who was playing with us. You never see Mike work as a teammate so fucking well in my life. But he basically, fucking Johnny was swinging at something at me that did 10 damage, and it was flying, and I couldn't block it because they were tired of my shitty gifts and discarding and sacrificing their stuff. Well, he did it, and when he did it, Mike cast an instant that says this creature deals damage and poison counters. And fucking one-shotted me.
God damn!
Put it on Johnny's creature, fucking one-shotted my ass. It was fucking hilarious. And there was a lot of fun going on right before that. But turn 4, dropping a 10/10 Eldrazi under the hands of someone else and saying, you gotta exile 2 of your permanents, didn't go over well.
I was gonna say, I can't talk shit because I've seen that Beamtown Bully deck. But it always tells me the player when they have that instant speed, let's give something infect.
Yeah.
Tells me a lot about how you're trying to play.
Yeah, he was trying to do that on his own shit to somebody else. But he couldn't. So he had to fucking figure out another way to poison my ass. It was fucking hilarious though.
That
awesome. Game was great, but it was where I'm like, I sat down knowing I was going to be the arch enemy at some point. And Ray's sadistic ass was like, I know what's coming, and I don't give 2 fucks. You better play it, kind of thing. Like, he didn't even try to pick. And he was just like, yep. I put them all out, and I was like, here, we'll take a vote on what I play. And Mike just went straight to Beamtown Bullies, and Ray didn't even bother voting. He's like, I don't care, play that one. I mean, I'm talking about the silly shit I put in decks that work a lot.
How do you get them to shut up?
Yeah.
Dogs are doing ape shit.
That's alright. Sometimes it's good for them.
Not when they're barking at nothing.
Sometimes it's not. They bark at nothing a lot.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, I'm glad that you got to hang with Austin yesterday. Wish you would have gotten to play.
It would have been nice, but at the same time, like, it seemed like they were playing a lot of formats I didn't have support for. I didn't bring Heir Apparent with me, which is my saving grace Swiss Army knife, because I literally take that deck out and I just remove certain cards and it becomes standard, modern, fucking anything. Like, it is a weird deck for that reason. But I didn't have it, so I couldn't really play a different type of format.
Were they playing a lot of standard and modern?
Yeah, Vintage Cube was firing like crazy. Like, there were people trying to play cubes a lot. And it was like, well, fuck, man. Like, somebody brought a whole ass Vintage Cube to play, and that was usually... Because they have people that will walk around with signs saying, hey, we're looking for 2 for this. Hey, we're looking for 1 for this. And they just walk the convention floor shouting that every now and then until somebody's like, fuck it, I'll play.
No, that's cool.
Very organized. Like, it was very well organized. The layout was great. Like, it's simple. I mean, for as big as it was. You remember where the gameplay area was when for Comic-Con and Kingdom had their area? Okay, that was the room for the entire tournament. everything was in there.
Oh, it was in that room.
It was in that room.
Oh, okay.
And it fit pretty well. I believe they opened up an extra wall that wasn't open before, like, because you know how that area works. Yeah. But, they might have doubled the size of that room then.
Okay, so
the way I'm thinking about
they moved a wall.
Yeah,
over.
They moved a wall, and that wall would have been a part of the main Comic-Con floor normally. And,
right.
You know.
Okay.
Just choose their walls, but no, it was good. Everything was like probably the best prices I'd seen for Magic the Gathering products out of anywhere. Like better than stores. But like the Sidewinder deck boxes that I usually get are about $30, $35 if you get them online and they're not on sale. And there was places that for $20 and $26, like real fucking cheap. Any color sleeves you wanted besides goddamn lime and olive dragon shields. I found out those were out of print, and that's why nobody has
Oh,
it.
that's why you can't find
They've been printing all their new colors, and they haven't reprinted that one.
Nice.
No, it was fun. I would have definitely enjoyed spending a lot of time down there, roaming in and out, going to eat, have fun, go back in. But, of course, I've got so many other events coming up, I didn't want to shell out a lot of dough.
Right.
My intention was this is a free event. Let's take some cards down there and keep it as close to free as possible.
Yeah, because you could walk in, right?
Yeah, I just walked right in.
Okay, all right.
Like
you only had to pay if you wanted to play.
Yeah, and then you just walk up to the kiosk to sign up for events and play. And there wasn't a line for hardly anything. There was a line. It was like one or two fucking people, and then everybody was just playing.
And they had a bunch of artists signing?
Yeah, they had a bunch of artists. I didn't see Mark Poole there. I don't know if I missed him. I wanted to get my Birds of Paradise signed, and he wasn't there, so I didn't get that. But everybody else, I mostly just walked right up to with no money in front of me. Got my signature. They had their traditional spread of play mats and their tokens and stuff like they do at all the conventions. But I found out it was pretty nice to go and do that because a lot of the artists I got signatures from, I found out were not actually going to be able to attend Vegas at the end of the month. They had other events and stuff, and that's part of why they were there in Indy, was because they're not going to be at that Magic Con.
Oh.
Like the Steve Prescott guy, I got a couple signatures from. He said he'll be at Atlanta, but not Vegas. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you then.
Yeah,
but
Jasper, an interview. Hey, can we interview you?
No, I should have. I did have a fucking derp moment where I was like, I had my stack of cards I was going to have signed, and I went up to an artist and gave him a card that wasn't his on accident because it was underneath the one that was his. I was like, oh, fuck. And so I had to switch cards around, reshuffle them up. And he's like, this isn't mine. And I'm like, it's supposed to be. What?
I thought it was.
No, I just had two cards mixed up.
Nice.
That was a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking before, sooner than later, we should probably try to pick a day trip and go to Sweetwater and look at like cameras and microphones.
I'm already on top of that.
Okay. All right. I think Sweetwater would be a good place to go unless you absolutely positively know what you want and like you're just going to order it.
Well, that's the thing is most of the stuff that I'm looking at is I'm looking through Sweetwater.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I like Sweetwater.
Okay. I didn't realize that Matt Reich works there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. But until me, Matt, and Scott went down to that Damos Hall Unearthed show, because Matt Reich's band Hail Shots playing down at Bonus Pints, and Swisher said, "Oh yeah, Reich is working at Sweetwater. He's doing, he's their guitar tech." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that makes total fucking sense." I was like, oh
not
yeah,
just a guitar player.
Yeah.
He's a fucking instrument nerd.
Yeah,
he knows some
yeah.
shit.
But yeah, he's their guitar tech at Sweetwater, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes total fucking sense because the dude can play guitar like fucking nobody's business. So, yeah. So I thought that would be a cool little day trip to go up to, what is it, Fort Wayne is where Sweetwater's at?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, and then we can like actually see what we got. I'm sure that they're on site, they've got all sorts of package deals where it's like, hey, if you want this, this, and this is the package deal that you
They do that.
Yeah. So
I still
trying
think
to
we
find-
should use a boom mic. Just so we can have it in shot every now and then. And we gotta be straight faced and act like it doesn't exist. And where it just comes down and it's like, and you act like nothing happened.
Right now, what I'm looking at is, or trying to figure out is not only a microphone and mixer setup, so all three of us can have individual microphones that I can mix and mess with, but also a camera mixer so we can get, I doubt these will, but we can try with these or get cameras that integrate with it. But I also want to be able to connect the two of them is my issue. So I can all have it down to, I'll control them individually and touch the mixers, but I want to be able to start and stop all of it with one button.
yeah.
Kind of like what Tony was setting up. I don't have as much knowledge as Tony, so I'm still trying to figure out what do I need, what can I do without for the moment, what can I kind of mix and match with right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking into that.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm trying to figure out is how the fuck I'm going to give you two microphones. As in, like, mounting them on booms. Like, well, yeah.
You only need one if you got a good boom mic. I'm talking like news reporter.
I know what you're talking. Yeah, but I'm not going to stand here and hold it the whole goddamn time.
We got other people.
No, but the one in Atlanta, we could make Clay walk around with it.
And plays the boom mic guy. See, I told you we got other people.
God damn it.
I would love. I know it's a pipe dream, and we could never do it in here. But if I ever had time, like I would still love for all three of us to be like behind a desk with fucking stationary microphones and like cameras in different places.
Yeah. And like a world map, and it says like some channel this news.
Yeah, like
I don't mind that, and this is where me wanting to be able to do things comes into an issue of I wouldn't be able to do all of this, and I would have to find someone that I trust to do all of this.
Us two are there, and you're still, or you're like we're behind.
You're our guy in the field.
Yeah,
so we'll put a green screen behind you.
There we go.
And then like you just cuts to you, and you're like, I'm out here, and then put a fan on you.
I would love to convert the garage into a space.
The mini garage.
Yeah,
I've thought about it. The only issue is all the shit that's in there.
Yeah, and I don't have a lot of time. Like my time is sparse, but there is a lot of shit in there. Although I think a lot of it could just be thrown out.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Who do we know that can DJ us a cool intro? Bum, 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 bum. And then it cuts to us like as a pan by. We just need some crazy news.
Like I picture us behind a desk like a late night talk show.
You gotta get out 6 man sounds and clacking of the paper before you speak though.
Jesus Christ.
That would be incredible.
Oh, people will love that.
Yeah. Clacking of the paper.
The clacking of the paper is fucking great. Yeah. I'm looking at the artists that are announced right now for Atlanta.
Can you imagine
it
goes to Levi and he's just like, it's fucking terrible out here, guys. I don't know what's going on. We take a bucket of water and just throw it at it.
And then start chucking all the pets. It's raining cats and dogs.
I got 7 you can throw at me.
Yeah,
If you include the guinea pig.
Yeah, we can look at that.
It's raining cats, dogs, and a guinea pig.
And the guinea pig. It's just like
I'm gonna
like Bruce Almighty will put one of those little hats with the umbrella on him.
Yeah.
You're like, that's the way the crookie crumbles.
I'm standing in my backyard where I believe we found Jimmy Hoffa's body. The dog keeps digging in this spot. Laura 10. That's the way.
Back to you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, that would be great. Oh, shoot. So anyway, what were you talking? How do you want to redirect us?
Oh, I was originally trying to redirect by saying I was looking at the artists going to be at Atlanta Magic Con.
They're not announced yet, are they?
There are some announced.
What the fuck? It took them like 3 months to announce the first fucking few.
There's only like 4 or 5 announced right now.
Yeah, the ones that were like, it took so long for them to put a list up for Vegas that it was like last fucking week or something.
The big one that like immediately stands out to me, now they're not credited on the bottom of it because they only illustrated it, but the illustrator for Yigra will be there.
Oh, nice.
Who's that?
Chris Ron.
Oh, okay. No, that's the original.
Oh no, there it is. It's on.
I need this.
I had it mixed up because when I was scrolling, I didn't see his name the first time, so it looked like it was grouped under someone else.
I need a few things signed by Chris. He's one that has eluded me at a few cons because his line is long as fuck.
Yeah, well, he's done Blightsteel Colossus, Craterhoof Behemoth, Omnath Locust of Creation, Yigra, Gisa, and Geralf, Cyclonic Rift, Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Light and Shadow.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of big cards. There's also Elena Danner.
Yeah, her line is always 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, her line is always the fucking longest. I have not been in her line yet because of that. Nate got in it last time.
John Avon, who did I believe it's the Unstable Lands.
Yeah, I need...
Unhinged and Unstable Lands.
Chris Ron was also the one that did Taval, too, so that would be fun.
Kieran Yanner, who did like Vraska the Silencer.
Kieran, for me, is more about you bring your fucking D&D book to have him sign that because he has got his art plastered all over D&D.
I was going to say, he did Xanathar, Guild Kingpin, and Dogme, and the First Doctor, so he's done a bunch of the universes beyond.
Yeah, he is, his portfolio for printed into D&D books artwork is fucking large.
And the last one listed is Leon Tucker.
But yeah,
Leon Tucker.
Chris Ron's got a lot of good stuff I like, but it's a tough choice. He's got the Sliver Grave Mother.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I was just saying they only have like 9 of his things, so I don't know what all he's done.
He's got 276 individual cards.
Jesus.
He did Karn Living Legacy, like the fucking...
The tree one?
No, the famous, like, fucking Karn standing there pointing.
Oh.
From Dominaria.
I used to have that one and I traded it when I was in high school.
He did the Secret Lair Kozilek. No, I gotta figure out who's all gonna be there. I haven't done my artist list for Vegas yet. I still have yet to get my Magali signatures. I want to buy a artist proof.
I'm going to have to actually try to pay attention and look of some of the artists to see if they're there. Of like Chatterfang or some of my other commanders.
I'm going to try to do the same at this one where I try to not spend so much money on the floor. Like, I want to make the money I spend while I'm there.
You want to pull a Seth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's always a good plan to have.
I don't really have that much to throw around.
I'm
not like these fuckers.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to give.
I say that as I pulled an Arid Mesa.
I will say, don't be surprised what lurks in your fucking collections.
I
don't know about, because that's what made me money yesterday. It was like, I don't know how much this is worth, and I handed it to him. He's like, $20, and that was the price he was giving me. All right, by all means, take it. You know, $10 is a $10 card, whatever.
These are all mythics and rares that I have to price out still.
Yeah,
that I just keep finding in my collection. That I'm like, didn't know I had that. Didn't know I had that.
Slug token that matches Toxrill from that set is currently $8.50 right now for a near mint slug token.
I don't think
I got one sitting somewhere, and I remember looking directly at it, and I'm like, a fucking token costs that much. I throw all my tokens in a box and lose half of them.
I was just saying, these I've started to mark them since these are my token boxes.
But yeah, there's a few others. There's specifically the Scorpion Dragon with plot on the back of it from Outlaws. It's worth like $6. That's the kind of stupid shit you look into, and then you make $1,000 like Seth, except he did it with 4 cards. Yeah,
he's retarded.
But he's got good pulls.
He does have good pulls. Yeah, he did. Like half of it was fucking Bumbleflower though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing. I thought you were looking something up since you're.
I am looking at stuff, but
I was waiting for you to spout off some fucking mundane fact.
Go figure.
That's what I was waiting for. I didn't know I needed to keep a conversation going. So.
Let's see, if you want some retarded fact.
Oh, God. You're going to give me something stupid, ain't you?
No, I was just going to the Goblin Shaman. That's not even that much.
Goblin Shaman?
Goblin Shaman.
Goblin Shaman?
Shaman? Can you speak?
I like that it rhymes. Goblin Shaman.
But it's not Shaman.
I know. In my head, it's Goblin Shaman. Shublin Dublin.
The most expensive token is the
Goblin Choblin?
No.
Oh.
Is it still Shrine?
It is the zombie token from Dominaria, the SEA exclusive.
What's SEA?
Good question.
SCA?
SEA.
Oh, SE.
Shattered extended art?
No.
Because it's like shattered glass extended art.
Maybe it is then.
Or like mosaic art, or like, glass mosaic.
How much is that token?
Average 204. Right now it's listed on the market for 104. It has went as high as 700.
It's a token?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool.
This is just on a fucking random card.
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
So I believe that token's not even real, like printed on card, because it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember. The C promo is Oceanic, something to do with an Oceanic tournament, which is usually, I think. Yeah,
There's an angel token like that too. That's 118.
It matches. The
Oh.
art is continuous.
Yeah.
But I think you were able to mark on these tokens whatever power and toughness you needed and reuse them. Or something along those lines. They're made out of a special material with varying transparencies.
Yeah, because there's an artifact one, a soldier one, a construct one.
Yeah, I believe you could write on those and then they all fit
That's
together.
cool as fuck. And then all the other expensive ones are like the sliver token from Legion, the elephant token from Invasion.
That's the hippo. Doesn't Feldegriff make hippos?
Yeah.
So I think the Feldegriff token's really expensive too.
It is. I don't remember.
Shrine token was like $10, I think. Oh, the OG Shrine token has literally dived to $4.
Damn. You know, it's funny.
I wish you could show me fucking...
I can't find a hippo token. There is no 1/1 hippo token.
Oh, maybe they didn't make it. And that's what I was thinking. I know I've heard people talk. No, there's a 3/3 hippo.
Yeah, there is a 3/3 hippo. So what I'm hearing is Wizards needs an excuse to reprint hippos.
Hippos? Who doesn't love hippos?
Where was Felgrip from?
Alliances.
Alliances. And what was Alliances set based about? Was there a location?
Let me look real quick, but I don't remember. It was the first small expansion in the Ice Age block. Playing Dominaria.
I didn't realize Felgrip was a Dominaria. I guess it makes sense with how old it is.
I was gonna say, I didn't realize either, but...
It's so fucking far back. Like, I think... most of early, like, alpha, beta, and that shit.
That's all Dominaria.
Just all, yeah. Until, like, the first, other than a human playing the game, Planeswalker came about. And it's like, hey, there's other planes and all this other shit. And when did they start talking about all that?
Oh.
Like, when was the first plane that wasn't Dominaria no more?
Arabian Nights.
And that wasn't even Amonkhet.
No, it was not Amonkhet.
That was highly stereotypical hat set, even though everybody bitches about hat sets now. Sorry, this is my moment of dramaticness. Because everybody's like, it's just a hat set. And I'm like, the first expansion was a hat set. They all fucking wore turbans. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're talking about...
It's just the fact that people will complain about hat sets when every fucking set of all time ever
has hats.
It's a technically, you put a different hat on. It may not be a real fucking hat you can see, but it's a metaphorical hat.
It was that the bitch about murders?
That was the bitch about murders, Aether Drift, Outlaws, their hat sets, because cowboy hats and thinking caps and fucking space helmets and shit like that.
So it's just like the same card, they just print it with a hat on it?
No,
Is that what they're saying?
Well, they tried to. Like, the argument is like, all you did was slap a bunch of hats on people and call it a theme. And I'm like, that's kind of like, yeah, that's the literary like definition of Renaissance.
Which is why Wizards snapped back with one of the most expensive printings of Elish Norn ever, where she was wearing a cowboy as a hat.
Yes, and
that was their snapback at everybody calling it a hat set and saying they just put cowboy hats on everyone. They put a cowboy on Elish Norn as a hat and said, "There you go. There's your cowboy hat. There's
your actual cowboy hat."
Yep.
No, it's stupid for people to ever have made that argument at any point, because that's everything.
And as much as I like the professor, he was one of the ones that originated that, or at least I first heard the point from with murders.
A hat is the quickest way to identify a difference in something. So yeah, of course it's going to be.
Well, it also irritates me as someone who's like an English guy and obviously seems to be into like plays and the arts and that kind of theater stuff. You'd think you would understand that, yeah, you're going to slap detective hats on people in a murder detective theme. Well, you're going to slap cowboy hats, and everyone's going to be in a cowboy get-up theme in a Wild West plane. Like, that's what's...
Yeah.
I don't go to a Wild West themed play and not expect people to be wearing cowboy hats and spurs.
I will argue that the lack of the Chinese rice paddy hats in a cowboy set is alarming, because the railroad was built on Chinese immigrants.
Yep.
And I'm like, that was actually a pretty prevalent fucking fashion in the Wild West that we overlook.
One of my favorite PS2 games, I think it's just called Gun. One of the things is you have to help protect the Chinese to build the railroad over, build this bridge railroad over a river.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese built our fucking railways.
Yeah. I think there should have been more cactus people, too. What if it was just a plane that only the people were cactus people? That would have been dope.
I was going to say, besides Bristly Bill, did we get any other
No named ones. I mean, Kieran, the backup commander for the Yuma deck.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only other name. Well, Dune Chanter, kind of. It's an insect, though, I feel like. I don't remember.
I was about to make the thing. I was like, it feels like we're getting more cactuses in fucking Final Fantasy than we are in the Outlaws set. Did in the Outlaws set.
I'm ready to go back to Thunder Junction. I know nobody else is, but
I want to go back.
That's one of the, when people talk about the 3-block system for sets, Outlaws is one that is one of the only sets where I'm like, that should have been 3 blocks.
I knew it would have been ran out and people would have been old with it. I wouldn't have been. I wish Bloomborough was, that's my theory.
I could have kept rocking on Bloomborough longer, but people also don't realize that the sets when they released in blocks had like, no more than 300 cards, and our sets come with 500 to 700 now.
Yeah. The sets when it was a 3-block set, like when I was in Magic in high school,
250.
You got tiny sets, so when I was pulling cards, it's like, yeah, I pulled a whole booster box and I got 4 of the same rares.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they could have done something like
the blockers were print sheets of fuck you royally too, because they were printed and sorted in weird ways.
Well, I feel like if they did it right, I mean, honestly, they could have taken the 3 sets like a Murders and Outlaws and Dustmorn, and like if you would have done it right, you could have made a block out of the 3 of them.
No. A Duskmorn and Murders, yes. But the problem is the whole lore story would have had to change to the Murders basically being, it's Valgaboth eating people. And then your other block is inside the house.
Oh, okay.
That'd be the only way. That one would make sense because that door appeared on Ravnica first where everybody started. That one I do agree with. But Bloomborough can't mix with anything.
My thing is I wish that instead of going from 3, like a block set of 3 sets, they should have done, and going to 1 set, they should have done 2.
2 blocks.
Just do 2. My only problem.
The plot and the fucking resolution, man.
My only issue with it as a player, because at least I felt it when it was 3 sets in a block. If you do 2 sets, sometimes you end up with this imbalance if they don't sort it properly. Now this is just a Wizards issue, but we ended up with a lot of things where they'd introduce a mechanic and it felt like dog shit and was garbage for like 2 months
until you got.
And then the next set came out where they gave you the rest of the set pieces for that mechanic, and you're like, okay, this is how it was meant to work. And now you have to rearrange all your decks, you're figuring out how new things work, and it spices up the competitive scene, but it also makes it for a little bit dog shit where you're introducing new cards that seem like they have no relevance. They seem like they're completely useless for the most part because they don't have their set pieces. They tended to mix and match pretty badly, where they give you a lot of set pieces here for mechanics, and then they'd finish it off here.
I have noticed a lot with Final Fantasy that they're hitting the tail end of some open-ended shit like that, because they started the moving of 1/1 counter shit in Strixhaven with little bits of it. And like Ken and there's something else. Duskmorn hit it a little bit, and then Aether Drift leaned into it with fucking Sabsunin. But all these little pieces came out within a year before Tidus's deck fucking releases that's designed on moving fucking counters. So now everybody's got these upgrades sitting at home to fucking upgrade their commander decks with. Or build whatever they made, meaning the frogs. And I got fucking cards coming out to support that are brand new. And like, I've noticed that it's like a year's time, they will spread out some shit and then a commander deck drops and it's like upgrade city time. Look at fucking the Taval deck with all the weird new graveyard shit that's came out. I don't play with the old cards that everybody, you should use this, you should use this. I'm like, why? Chthonian Nightmare just popped. Like, Nobody's fucking talking about using that in there. Ripples and Death is a big one that people are talking about. But Agatha is perfect for getting shit out of my graveyard for Taval. Insidious Roots, perfect ramp and payoff for getting shit out of my graveyard. Like, there were so many things that keep stacking up. So it's like, I think sometimes you see something in a new set, look back a set or two, and then wait until you pay attention to the new shit coming out. And it's all going to fucking... You'll see how the design team makes everything work together so well. But, yeah.
It just takes time.
People are too lazy to look in between and see the cool little things that they're linking together from those sets. But thematically, they don't really make sense. Some of my decks look weird and choppy because of it, but they function like a well-oiled machine.
Well, that was the thing about Magic and Commander specifically, is it, I mean, yeah, we have our themed decks with tribal, or people try to stay based in around certain planes, but it was meant to be just choppy. I'm going to throw 3 Dominarias, some of this, some of that, some of this, and it all works together.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what the fuck's going to happen with Spider-Man, though. I'm a little scared after seeing Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Spider-Man scares me. I'm still curious to see how much Marvel we're actually getting, because I was told this was the year of Marvel and Final Fantasy, and we've got...
Oh, no, this is a multi-year project.
Marvel,
I
know it is, but they also were making, like, a lot of people were leaning... I know some of it was community, but also a little of the Wizards team was leaning into the fact that Final Fantasy and Spider-Man were our big 2 things. Or, well, they listed Marvel.
Yeah.
And then it came out as just a Spider-Man set and the couple secret layers so far that we've had.
Right.
Not too much Marvel here, guys. I know it's multi-year, but don't push that this is the year of Final Fantasy and Marvel, and all I'm seeing is Final Fantasy and a Spider set.
It was pushed as the year of Marvel first.
Yes, it was.
And it was Final Fantasy was supposed to be a kind of backseater coming in at the end of the year. And then they changed all their shit around because people were too fucking hyped for Final Fantasy, and it actually was on a longer schedule than anything anybody knew about. I think Square Enix's participation in designing the Final Fantasy products played a heavy role, because I think they were working on that for 4 years versus they started working on Spider-Man and Marvel for 2 years, but they're like, we're going to be working on it for the next fucking 6. Whereas Final Fantasy's 4 and done.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, just push the Marvel back.
Which makes sense. I'm just salty because I don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy. I barely care about Avatar The Last Airbender. I just think that's going to be a cool set.
I don't think you start Marvel off with Hero.
I think Avatar...
Yeah, that's also my thing. Why'd you start Marvel off by sectioning off by Spider-Man? Like, I get Spider-Man's huge.
Probably because it's the biggest inter-universe. Probably.
Yeah, the most terribly executed secret lair in a long time. Not the most. And then one of the almost catastrophic ones, because you decided to be a fucking petty bitch about how you wanted to advertise the lair.
I will say,
shit
I get your thing as not, as we're all kind of, I'm newer to getting back into it, but I never really left the scene, and we're all kind of newer into it. That's always been how they do April. Like, and I get it's salty. It feels shitty because it's a Marvel Deadpool specific thing. But that's always how they've done April Fools, is you don't hear about it, you don't know it's coming, but everyone knows on April Fools we're getting something.
Well, it was more so the weight of a Marvel secret lair after what it first released as.
I don't disagree.
And that this is the April Fool's one, so like we don't even fucking know what mean shit could happen. Like, it could be some awful shit, and then everybody spazzes out because they don't realize it's real. And then what do? WPNs can order them. What did we do? Not tell WPNs what the fuck they were before they could come out. So nobody ordered them. That's what every fucking shop I've talked to said. We didn't know what kind of secret lair it was because they wouldn't tell us until after it was out. And then after it's out, everything got allocated so quick because all the fucking premium shops got it. And it's like all the people who fucking panicked at their shops had to go fucking order it because it was just announced as a blanketed fucking weird secret lair.
And I get this. I get it's risky to do this, but I don't understand why shops like something like that, a secret lair where they're not giving any information on. at least order a couple. Like, if they're allowing you as a store to order a couple, you should take advantage of that. There's some reason they're doing this. Even if it ends up being a flop, just order like 2 or 3. That way it's not a big investment. You're not sinking a shit ton of money into it. But if it ends up being a massive thing, boom, you can get them to the couple people that couldn't order it online or couldn't find their way to get it. You can be that saving grace for people.
It shouldn't have been something for people to order blindly.
I don't disagree with that.
It shouldn't have been available to order until after the Secret Lair release. They can say, okay, now this is coming. Put it in people's fucking ability to order. And then you
let WPNs order it now and be able to go, hey, you missed it on April Fool's Day. We'll have it we got a limited run of them.
Nobody had them for the actual day you were supposed to be able to purchase them.
Yeah, that also.
And people still don't have them because they're like, we just didn't even try to get them afterwards. It's like every shop I fucking talked to, because I was like, I just want to get one and have some pieces laying around.
I still have yet to even try to build that deck, because I want to build him as a commander.
Yeah. I just slapped him on top of a deck that was already kind of fun. Yeah, same colors, same kind of idea. I wanted to, I don't know, it had a good joke behind it too. But.
Where are we at?
Hour 16.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm good. You guys good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So make sure you like, subscribe, grab the channel. Don't forget to see us at MagicCon in Atlanta. That's coming up.
September.
In September. Hopefully we'll have more information as we move forward. But yeah, follow us on all YouTube and Spotify and Amazon and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all that fun shit. So, I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
And this has been Pints and Pages.